Hey nail sisters, welcome if you're new here, or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to easily remove your press-ons safely, efficient, and effective. The first thing that you want to do is use some cuticle oil and place the cuticle oil on your natural nails, around the skin area, your cuticles, under your nails as well, on the sides. So you can even go on up some more on the skin as well. And then after this, we're going to rub this in. Make sure that you apply enough, because if you don't apply enough of this oil, then it's really going to kind of like damage your nails when you get ready to remove them. You can also use baby oil as well. This works just as great with the baby oil. It helps to kind of make that surface a little bit more slick. The next thing that you want to do is rub this oil in, and be sure to rub it in very generously. Get all the way around the skin, because this kind of prevents the glue. Like if you get any glue around that skin area, it will kind of help where it'll loosen that glue and won't get stuck to your skin. But if you don't put enough in that area, then it will stick to the skin even more. So I'm just rubbing this oil in. Now, the next thing that you want to use, you can either use a base coat or you can use a gel top coat. It works just as perfect. So we're going to apply this after we have applied our cuticle oil. So I'm starting here. I think I did do like the base coat and I did top coat on. So one nail, this nail I did base coat, and then another nail I'm going to do the top coat, just to kind of see which one worked better. And I'm going to apply one coat of each. Now, the base coat that I'm using is a regular base coat, so this is going to air dry. So just kind of be sure to make sure to cap that free edge. And also, you don't want to do anything after this, because it's like it can ruin the base coat since it is regular polish. Now I'm going to go in with the DND gel top coat on the other nail. And with this, you again are going to apply this one coat. You want your coats to be like, I don't want to say too thin, but kind of like medium coverage. So that way, when you get ready to remove your press on, again, you're not damaging your natural nails in the process. So it can have some kind of structure on the actual nails to protect your nail from like removing the press on, especially if you use regular glue. I find that that is where most of the damage can occur, especially if you're not like removing it safely. So here again, I am, like I said, capping the free edge, and this is how it's starting to look. The next thing that I did, I think I went back in and I'm applying the base coat on another nail. So you can apply 2 coats for each of these, like let it dry. But I think what I did is, once I applied these coats, I went in and applied my cuticle oil again on top of this, and then I applied another coat, like a second coat. So when you use the gel polish, just cure that for 30 seconds. So here now you'll see that I am going in with the cuticle oil and applying it again once that polish has dried and once I cured that nail for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to repeat the process, rub it in as well. I've been worn your press-ons for a long time, then I definitely would say that this works better than just trying to remove it without applying this layer on top. You are trying to like practice on your nails and you don't want to damage them, or even if you want to reuse your press-ons, this is a great way as well. So again, I'm just repeating the same process. And the reason that you want to apply this before you actually like put your press-ons on and then remove them, because it just helps with the removal process. It makes it a lot easier and quicker to get that press-on off without, actually, like I said, damaging your natural nails. So this is what you want to apply before for protection. So these are the 3 items that you'll need. You can use a gel top coat, a regular base coat, it works the same, and cuticle oil, and you apply your cuticle oil first, then your base coat or your top coat, and repeat the process. Next, we're gonna go in, and I'm starting to kind of slowly lift the sides up. Now, what I'm going to show you is some of the ways that you don't want to remove your pressed ones. I'm kind of doing like slow wiggle movement, and you see how that pressed one just came off. Now, I highly suggest to go back in, use cuticle oil to kind of remove the pressed one to make that glue more loose on the sides, because what you don't want to do, I'm going to show you in a minute what you don't want to do. I always like to show on my channel, you know, ways of what not to do. So you can see here how that glue kind of came off. And again, before I did this, I did apply cuticle oil on all of them and let it sit. So you can see here that did come off. Now, the middle one, I'm going to explain that this one I cured for a long time. So at least like 60 seconds. So what I found with this method is if you do this and you want to quickly take your press-ons off, just be sure to not cure your press-ons for too long, seconds, you know, or something like that, because if you do the whole 60, this thing was really stuck on there. So I had to go back in with more cuticle oil. I highly suggest, if this does happen, try to soak your press-ons. I will leave a link to a video where I did kind of explain how to do the pop off method with your press-ons with soaking. I think it would be better, because you're going to see in a second what you don't want to do when you're trying to remove press-ons, because you can damage your nails. You never want to, right about here, you never want to squeeze the press-on like this on the side. You never want to try to lift it up on the opposite side and try to pull it back towards you. You never want to do that, because like I said, that can, you know, rip some layers off your natural nails. It can even damage it, cause sores, pain. So you can see here how I didn't show, but I did soak this nail. And also, when you do this method, make sure not to get glue around your skin, because you can see here, if you don't remove that skin beforehand, that glue will be stuck to your skin. And if you pull that off, some of your skin may be kind of torn and start bleeding. So we don't want none of that. So I got that off. Like I said, I did have to soak. And like I mentioned, the key is to start on one side where it's loose and start to kind of wiggle and gently lift that side up.